Hi, everybody. I know. Doesn't she look kind of pathetic with this little thing around her? I wanted to talk with you about that because a couple of you saw her in yesterday's prayerful pause. Her little cone sticking up over the table. Yesterday for you, same day for me. Obviously, I'm still dressed the same, and she's still on my lap. And it is nothing serious. Thank you for asking. Um, Maddie, as you know, is 12 years old, about to turn 13. And she has some sort of a rash that has been bothering her on her hindquarters that she keeps licking. So the vet said she needed to not lick it anymore and gave her a shot of cortisone and um, cleaned it up a bit and sent her home with the cone. A bunch of my friends over my lifetime have called it the cone of shame. As you know how dogs look when they're wearing it. I hate that term. It is for us the healing cone or the cone of healing. And it just reminded me that we need to reframe things and be careful of the language we use. If I call this a shameful thing, she'll feel that in me and she will begin to be ashamed of having to wear it, as opposed to calling it a healing thing and it has a positive feel to it. I take it off her on occasion during the day when I can tell she just needs to be by herself without it. But then as soon as she starts licking or trying to lick again, then it has to go back on. She doesn't fight me about putting it on. She's not crazy about it. But I like to think that because she knows it's healing, she can do it. She can wear it. It'll help her be better. I want you to know it does not stop her from doing anything, really, other than licking her hindquarters. When I just let her outside and she came in, she just romped right in like she was in charge, the way she always does. So it has caused me to think about, first off, the language that we use for ourselves, and secondly, the things that we do to protect ourselves. When I used the term cone of healing with one of my friends, she sort of absentmindedly said, "Don't we all need one of those?" And I think sometimes we do. We need to have areas designated either in our lives or in our immediate space that this is going to be a healing space. Maybe a friend of mine used to, and maybe you do, have a chair where she would go to do her meditation. She would sit there and she'd do her reading, and then she'd rock in it. It was one of those glider things. She'd rock in it back and forth, and she could be there, she told me, for an hour, whether she's just sitting or whatever. But if she were angry and upset or doing work, she wouldn't sit in that chair. She would if she were upset and she knew she was going there to find calm and de-stress or de-upset herself. But that it was a special place, a special chair. Do you have one of those? I don't anymore. I might if I were living alone and had a little more space in here, but I don't right now have that space. What I do is I have a healing cone around me that I will, of time, I will sometimes say to people, or not even say, just do it, and sort of unplug. And if I need to be alone, just to recenter. I don't answer phones and I don't answer messages and I don't read my email. Depending on what's bothering me, that cone is of different length. So we all need to have some kind of a cone that we can put around us for healing. And I'm curious if you have that, and if you don't, why you don't. And if it's just that you've never thought of it before, maybe you could think of it now. It's very helpful. Then the other thing is that, it helps her. And our cones of healing can help us too. So today is about healing. whatever it is that you need for you to heal. And it might not be a little thing, it's like the difference between a hangnail and surgery. Sometimes we just need a little healing, sometimes we need a lot. And how do we bring about that healing in our lives? What are the practices that we can do to bring about healing? Because we can't always use the same ones. So today I'd like you to consider a cone of healing in your life. And if you don't have one, get one. And if you do have one, spend a little time in there, even if you don't think you need to be healed. The chances are, living in 21st century America during COVID, with the issues facing us that we all have of racial justice and inequality and racism and homophobia and elections in progress and all of those things, you need some healing whether you realize it or not. The other thing, just to remind you of, is that there are all these ambient things going on around us, and sometimes a little cone, can you see she's facing right at you now? Sometimes having a little cone to just keep the ambient upset away from us is a good thing, because then we can't turn around and be thinking about it or chewing on it or being upset about it. It just focuses us a little more. All right, that's our prayerful pause for the day. Think about it. A cone of healing. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you back here next time. I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York, and this is a prayerful pause with the pastor. A time to think of something greater than ourselves. In this case, a cone of healing around us, maybe around our country, maybe around our world, maybe just around our soul. You could see this could go on for a long time. Lots for you to think about, and me too, today. All right, everybody, I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Until then, God bless. Take care. Be well. Bye for now.